right. And for the sake of time, I think we should go ahead and get started. And then as people come in, I'll just let them in. Great. All right. Well, thank you everybody so much for coming today and being here, being a part of our info session today on, give me 1 second. Sorry, I had to stop for a minute there because there was something in front of my computer. Okay, let's start again. Welcome everybody. Thank you so much for coming today. We are hosting our info session with Cynthia Boya Trejo of Her Element Network. She is going to talk to us today about the Women's Executive Leadership Program that is being offered here in partnership with Pepperdine University's Graduate School of Education Psychology's Center for Global Partnerships and Learning. And we're so glad that you are here today. So with that said, let me go ahead and introduce Cynthia over to you, and also Melissa, one of our other hosts who are here today, who will be talking about this program. So a little bit about Cynthia. She's the founder and chief encouragement officer. She's an entrepreneur, educator, mentor, coach, and advocate who is dedicated to empowering women with more than 25 years of experience in business, sales, and marketing strategies. Cynthia focused her efforts on assisting women to optimize their advancement in their career and in business. She helps transform women's lives with leadership and professional development training programs, seminars, and workshops, inspiring women to become leaders in their communities. A little bit about Melissa O'Brien. She's also here today. She's the Director of Learning and Development. Melissa O'Brien offers a history of educational leadership and technology, organizational administration, coaching, and mentorship. Melissa successfully served more than 30 years in the U.S. military with vast experience in leadership, organizational development, program management, human resources management, and team building. Her background includes work in both domestic and international environments, including combat operations. She's also collaborated with all branches of service within the Department of Defense, as well as interagency and multinational partners. Melissa is a master educator, trainer, and mentor, with her most recent experience serving both as an educator and department chair in a regionally accredited university. She currently holds the position of Chief of Distributed Learning Support, responsible for over 300,000 students globally. And she's also a doctoral student at Liberty University, getting her EDD in educational leadership. So with that said, thank you so much, Cynthia and Melissa, for being here today. Please go ahead and let us know more about this program that we are going to be offering with you in partnership. And if anybody has any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. You can also, there'll also be some time for questions and answers towards the end. So you can also hold your questions and then go ahead and ask them, I think around 6:20, which would be what is 6:20? 7:20 your time and 8:20 Central and 9:20, I think, Eastern. I am so bad with time zones. Anyways. Thank you so much, Cynthia. It's all on you now.
Thank you. So a little bit of update. Melissa is actually now retired from the military, so she that was on her bio. Good afternoon, ladies. So I'm in El Paso. Melissa is somewhere up east. I'm not exactly sure. Where are you at, Melissa? Melissa is traveling right now. You just went muted. You just muted, Melissa. Go ahead.
Sorry, I was going to say I'm in Tennessee. I'm making my way back to El Paso.
Yes, she'll be here in a couple of days, but she's traveling. She got caught in traffic, and so she doesn't have her screen on because she's traveling. But we want to thank you all for being here today, and being on here to get more information on the program, what it offers, what it entails. Feel free to reach out and ask any questions. You can put it on the chat, or even ask the question as I'm presenting. I have a PowerPoint. I'm going to go ahead and present that. It's only maybe 15 minutes or 15 or 20 minutes long, but feel free to go in and ask any questions you might have. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Let's see. Which one is it? It's this one, I'm sure. Okay, do you all see my screen?
Yep, we can see it.
Okay, great. So a little bit of background, her element and her element in her element foundation. So her element network is a network of women where it was created to mentor, inspire, empower, and support women to optimize their full potential through professional development, training programs, executive coaching, mentoring, various programs that we offer, and we'll touch a little bit more on those. In fact, they're listed there on the bottom of the screen. Our vision is to create a global network of women elevating women. And we also have a nonprofit. So on the nonprofit side, our focus is to guide the underserved and underrepresented women of color, girls and women of color to the forefront in leadership. And so we have a mentorship program in that one of the programs that we offer, and other services like gently used professional clothing, first impression program where we help with resume writing and things like that to help individuals gain knowledge in being able to interview for positions. And then we have a money management center. But these two organizations work closely with each other. And the reason why I'm sharing information on the foundation is because we're offering a couple of scholarships, partially paid scholarships for this women's leadership program. So that's a little bit of background, a little tiny bit of information on who her element network is and who the foundation is. Our core values comes from the word arise. So we go above and beyond what is expected of us in everything that we do. We treat people with respect and dignity and make their journey our own. We are honest and transparent and committed to our clients and team. And then we serve with integrity and intentionality to deliver exceptional results. The last one here is empower. So we support an environment that fosters personal and professional development. So as we look at the problems, things that these are just some of the things that women face. We look at business and we look at women in the workforce. In 2019, women only received 2% of venture capital. Women that ask for and apply for loans are receiving less funding than men. And then women in the workforce. So although women are gaining more college degrees than men, women are still earning less than men. And here's an example, 84% of what a white man earns. Minority women earn less. We're actually earning, I think it's like 53 cents for every dollar that a white man earns. So that's a tremendous difference between earnings there. In 2020, only 50% of Fortune 500 companies were led by women. Now those numbers have changed. We've gained a little ground on there, but not a whole lot. And so what are we lacking? What are women lacking in business, and what are we lacking in the workforce? Resources and knowledge, sources for funding for women in business, support, mentors and advisors, of course, equal pay, role models. So in the workforce, who are those role models? Who are those mentors? And then opportunities for advancement and professional development. So those are some of the problems. And I'm sure that if we had a conversation today, you all could name a lot more of those problems that we face in the workforce. Her element was created to support the working woman, right? What an individual who wants to grow within the organization, who wants to grow within the capacity of leadership, and also for women in business. And these are some of the solutions. So as I mentioned, we have various solutions or programs. Our REACH program is the one that we're talking about today. It's our professional development program for the Women's Executive Leadership Program. And it's in Pepperdine. It's in partnership with Pepperdine. We have an Empower program, which is personal development. And then our Elevate program is executive coaching and mentoring that is offered. Our Accelerate program is sales and marketing. So we have training in sales and marketing. And then Revitalize is health and wellness. So we look at Revitalize. The Revitalize program is looking at the holistic person, right? I've had several conversations with individuals where I share, we can get all the training that we need. We can get all the education that is needed. We can have the right conversations, but if our health is off, we're not going to gain ground in any way. And so that's why it's important that we have our health and wellness in order. And that was one of the reasons why we added this program into into her element as well. And then the last program, Engage, is one that recently came to fruition, and that's our Dare to Lead leadership program. That's, I don't know if you all are familiar with Brene Brown, but a lot of our trainings are from that Dare to Lead leadership training program. And so I'm going to hand that these next couple of slides over to Melissa, who's going to talk about the women's leadership program, and she's going to go into more detail as to what that looks like.
Cynthia, thank you. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes, wonderful.
Yes.
Ladies, thank you for joining us this evening. Cynthia gave you a lot of statistics, and like she said, some of the stats have changed, but we still have so much work to do. And that's what drove, Cynthia's vision and the mission of her Element Network in creating this program, where hopefully we can start to close that gap. And so the REACH Professional Development Program, this is our Career Accelerator program. And this prepares participants with knowledge, soft skills, and tools that are needed to create value for their teams, drive change in their organizations, and further their advancement in leadership. Our Women's Executive Leadership Program is a 54-hour program. We have 9 online courses. Participants meet online once a week. Generally, it's about a 2-hour session. All the courses are facilitator-led, and we offer guided discussions. We do practical exercises, personal reflection activities. We have several self-development assessments throughout the entire program, and projects that help empower participants with the opportunity to practice and apply these concepts and knowledge and the techniques that they learn. The self-development assessments are, completed on the first day of each course, so that we can establish a firm understanding of knowledge in particular subjects, maybe gaps in skills, and create a benchmark, and then have a way to measure growth throughout the program. And then we also have a post-course assessment that's completed at the end of each class. And then we have a course assessment at the end. And then, of course, at the very end, we have a capstone project that really what that is capturing lessons learned from each of the courses and how they're going to be, how you are applying them, or how you will apply them in the future going forward. And you have a career growth plan. And I'll talk a little bit more about that. Cynthia, if we can move to the next slide, and I'll cover the courses.
Okay.
Okay, so here you see the courses that we have for this 54-hour program. Mastering Everyday Confidence is our very first course. And the reason that course is the first one is because, through surveys and conversations with women, the one thing that was a common theme is that there was a lack of confidence. Women would find themselves second guessing themselves, despite they have the degrees, they have the experience, they know what they're talking about. Confidence was the resounding theme that came out. So this is why it's our first course. This lesson is sourced from Confidence is a Choice by Alyssa DeVere. She is the CEO and co-founder of the American Confidence Institute. And in her book, she shares science-based ways to increase personal, academic, and professional confidence. From that, we go into goal setting for success. We look at individuals' character strengths. We do the VIA character and strength survey. We look at the impact of setting goals, determining how motivation, strengths, and virtue all influence those career and team goals, and applying SMART principles. Next is the effective conflict resolution. Look at 6 phases of conflict resolution. We have discussions on conflict from a lens of learning and understanding that conflict doesn't always have to be negative. And then we go into influential negotiations. Now, this course is based on a book by Dr. Deborah Kolb, Negotiating at Work, Turning Small Wins into Big Gains. And Cynthia will talk more about the partnerships and these ladies that we work with. But we look at negotiating techniques. We have discussion activities to gain an understanding of negotiating on a day-to-day basis. The one thing that we do well as women is we negotiate better for others than we do for ourselves. Did I hear somebody say something?
No.
Oh, okay, sorry. But we as women tend to negotiate better for other people than we do for ourselves. And so here we're gonna work on that. And then we go into level up your personal brand. And this is based on the work of Jo Miller, who is a authority on women's leadership. She is the CEO of Be Leaderly. And her book, Woman of Influence, is the foundation for this course. Next is accountability and self-awareness. And again, we look at self-awareness, self-control, personal accountability, reducing procrastination, and develop self-management to improve efficiencies and productivity. Next is strategic leadership, power and influence. This is based on the work of Brene Brown. So this is another extension of our Dare to Lead program. And we take a look at leadership from these three lenses of leadership, power, and influence based on the work of Dr. Brene Brown. Then we have executive presence and communication. Again, this revolves around the work of Jo Miller. And then we culminate with our creating a career path for success by creating the career growth plan. And here is where at the end of the course, each participant, in order to graduate the course successfully, delivers their career growth plan. And again, it's capturing lessons learned from each lesson, what resonates with you, how you are applying it, or how you're going to apply it in the future. And everything that we do revolves around our impact method. Other than that, does anybody have any questions about that? I know that was like fast and furious and down and dirty, but it gives you a good foundation for what we try to share with you and tools that we want to leave you with in our program. Cynthia, you got anything to add to that?
No. Any questions, lady? No questions? Okay. We'll go on to the next slide. So these are the four books that we utilize for our training within the program. The Women's Leadership Program was created by women for women. And so we've collaborated with a network of women leadership experts, and they're from all over the country. In our research and the areas that we're covering within this leadership program, I've been able to collaborate with women who specialize in that particular subject matter. And so when we look at these four areas, some of these books they cover various courses, and then some of them are just particular to that particular course. So when we look at Confidence is a Choice with Alyssa DeVere, Alyssa is a TEDx speaker. She is the author of 6 books, and she is the CEO, as Melissa had mentioned, she's the CEO and co-founder of the American Confidence Institute. And what she does is she looks at science-based ways to substantially increase your personal and academic and professional confidence. And so she's done a lot of these trainings just specifically on confidence. Some of her clients include MIT, Wharton, Harvard, MIB, Spotify, Wayfair, Pepsi, and the US military. So she's a confidence expert, and we're utilizing her training in our Mastering Everyday Confidence. some of our trainers are certified to be able to train in that particular subject matter. And so our instructors, this is an instructor-led course. Our instructors are also individuals who have a background on what it is that they're facilitating. So you're having the leader who brings in the training material, and then the facilitator who also has that background knowledge. And the trainings are set up where we have a group of 10 to 15 women within a cohort, no more than 15, because it's set in a way where we're going to have conversations with each other of things that are taking place within our work environment, within those working relationships. And it's set up so that the individuals will have activities, learning opportunities, projects where you do things outside of the course. And then when you come back and share. And so the individuals are learning and gathering from each other. And, you know, over a course of over a period of 9 courses and a total of 6 months, you really start to form relationships with these individuals. And we have an opportunity also where we can add more to it and be able to offer a group coaching session for an additional 3 months where you continue with your cohort and you come back and you share how the training has made an impact within your organization, and to make sure that you're on track to continue with that personal growth plan. The next one here, Dare to Lead, is from Dr. Brene Brown. She's an American research professor, a lecturer, an author, and a podcast host. So Brene is known for her research on shame, vulnerability, and leadership. And her TEDx talk, The Power of Vulnerability, is one of the top 5 most viewed TEDx talks with over 60 million views. She's written 6 #1 books, New York Times bestselling books, and has filmed a lecture on Netflix, as well as a series of her latest books, Atlas of the Heart, which is being shown on HBO. And so this is the training that we're utilizing here for our leadership. What is the name of the title? Leadership, Power, and Influence training. Then we have Women of Influence, and that's by Jo Miller. So Jo is a globally renowned authority in women's leadership. She's dedicated 2 decades to helping women advance in positions of influence by leveraging their leadership strength, and based her work on hundreds and thousands of women. She developed a pragmatic and powerful roadmap that guides women to become leaders as they aspire to be. And then Jo has also spoken to audience in North America, Latin America, Europe, Asia, Pacific, and also the Middle East for Women's Leaderships Conference. And her clients include Amazon, Bank of America, eBay, GM, LinkedIn, PayPal, Boeing, Pepsi. I could just go on and on. Her training is also, as I mentioned, throughout our courses. So it's not just one particular course in which we utilize Jo Miller's knowledge and training. We use it throughout the 9 courses. And then the last one here, Negotiating at Work, with Dr. Deborah Kolb. She's a foremost expert in fields of negotiation, leadership, and gender issues. She's also a sought-after speaker and a highly regarded author. She's written several books on negotiation, including women in leadership. And again, her clients include Google, Fidelity, United, HBO, Procter & Gamble, Columbia, MIT, and many, many more. So those are, you know, the books, we utilize these books. They're not needed for the training, but I highly recommend that you do get the books. The books are not included as part of the program, but I do highly recommend getting those books. They're very, very helpful and useful. And so the training that we're having, this program is starting on February the 27th. It's on a Monday. It'll be 2 hours long. So it's 6 to 8. It's we meet once a week for 2 hours. Each course is 6 hours long. And so over a period of 3 weeks, you complete the course, and then we go on to the next course. So it's for a total of 6 months. Okay. It's in the evening, on a Monday evening after work. There are a couple of breaks in between so that you can, you know, go back and get refreshed and all that. It's very interactive. So you're not just sitting there watching a screen through those 2 hours. There's a lot of interaction between the individuals in the group. And then the program. So the program cost is $41,140. As I mentioned, books are not included. There is a $20 registration fee. And then the payment options, we have, if you have an employer that's willing to pay for tuition assistance and reimbursement of training, we can work with that. There's that option to pay in full. We also have a payment option of paying over a period of 9 payments. And the payment would be due 1 week prior to each new course. Okay, so if you sign up, the initial payment would be the $460 plus the $20 registration fee. And then after that, there would be an automatic draft every three weeks. Okay, we also work with a company called Affirm Financial. They're a financial lender and they offer installment plans as well. I mentioned the foundation. So with the foundation, we have 2 scholarships that are available. They're partial paid scholarships. Through the foundation, we do fundraising to be able to help individuals that are not able to afford the 4140. And so the partial paid scholarships is of $1,000 each. And so we have two scholarships available. What is needed to be able to be considered for this scholarship is writing a 500-word essay stating why you would want the scholarship and how you're going to use it, right? So you go through this program, how do you plan to use your new knowledge, the certification that you're receiving? You'll be receiving a certificate of completion. Through Pepperdine, we're also able to offer continuing education credits. And then of course, you'll get a LinkedIn badge. But in your 500-word essay, you want to share why you should be considered to receive this scholarship. It's due by February the 15th, and you would have to send it to info@HerElement Network. That is our company email. And then also, as I mentioned, these are small cohorts. So, a minimum of 10, max 15. And that once we reach that number, then we're set for this cohort. So if you have an interest, or if you know somebody that has an interest, I highly recommend to get on right away. Because we've started to market this and share this information. We've had a lot of interest. And so we just want to make sure that you do secure your spot. Okay. Any questions? I'm going to stop the screen share and answer any questions that you all may have. Is anybody out there?
I'm here. Hey, how's it going, Cynthia? It's Violet. It's Violeta.
Good. How are you, Violeta?
Good. Sorry, I usually say Violet to my customers, but it's Violeta. No, great information. I was wondering that scholarship, I don't need it financially, but can anybody apply for it?
Yes, anyone can apply. It's not based on financial need. So yes, anyone can apply for that scholarship.
That's great. Okay, cool. And I also have a friend I'll tell about. I don't know when, just in case, even for her. So is this going on every 6 months, or what are your plans with the cohorts?
We don't have the next one scheduled yet. We want to work with this one first because we have other trainings going on simultaneously. So we have to take a look at the date for the next one coming up. And of course, holidays and all that need to be taken into consideration. So we need to take a look at those dates.
Okay. Okay, great. Thank you.
Any other questions, ladies? Okay, well, if you have an interest, as I mentioned, it's info@herelementnetwork.com. Reach out. Any questions, ladies? I am free to sit down and have a conversation with you, share information, have a conversation, see if this is a good fit for you. I love to sit with others to find out, what's your story? How can we help? How can we be of service to really help guide you into that next level? Many times what happens with women is that we hold ourselves back. Yes, there's external obstacles out there. Yes, there's things within the organization that one needs to work through. But if you have the skills, the techniques, the phrases, oftentimes it's even a phrase, on how to have those difficult conversations, on how to ask for that promotion, on how to feel confident to go to that next level, that's on us. That's on us, right? When we're confident in ourselves, then we can have those conversations. We can ask for those promotions. We can look for those opportunities. And so it starts with us. All these courses that we just reviewed, Melissa and I, as you can see, they're soft skills, right? They're soft skills training. If you have a degree, you know, whether it's an MA or BA or even a doctorate degree, if you're in a leadership position, in a directorship position, I've spoken to many women who are in different roles from entry-level mid-management to direct C-suite. And what I've come to find out is that it doesn't matter what title you hold or what position you hold, those challenges are there. They're different challenges, but those challenges that we just spoke about, those things of speaking up, of feeling confident, of feeling maybe hearing those microaggressions and things that hold us back, those are very common, regardless of the title or the position that one holds. In individuals who are already in C-suite positions, many times they're the only women there. And so those are the things that they're overcoming, is, you know, feeling like they're the only female in the room, and feeling like, you know, like they're being heard. And so how do you overcome that? So there's a lot of things that we cover. It's not based on the level or the position of the individual. It's what we as women face in our day-to-day work environment, and how we can overcome those things. There's my spill.
It's great. Thank you.
Hey, I'll just throw out there too, you know, a lot of times we as women who are strong women, who are, you know, in some kind of leadership role within our organization, you know, oftentimes the word that's spoken about us is we're aggressive, but we're not aggressive. We're assertive women. We understand our roles, responsibilities. We're very good at what we do. And, you know, like in our personal branding course, it's about, what is it? How are you spoken about when you're not in the room? You know, that's important, because that can open or close doors, depending on what that looks like. And we talk about that. Cynthia brought about the, you know, gaslighting and microaggressions and those kind of things. And we really want to help women harness that confidence and have the tools to deconflict those issues or those concerns within the workplace, and grow their influence across the organization to make leaps and bounds and continue up the career ladder.
Mm-hmm. You know, one of the things that we talk about is your personal brand. And so how, you know, as Melissa said, what conversations are being shared or said when you're not present? Are you being considered for those opportunities? And if not, where does it lie, right? Why are you not being considered? And so that comes from your own personal brand, right? We all have a personal brand, whether we want it, whether we've created one or it was how we're perceived. But you're in control of how you want to be seen. You're in control when you create your own personal brand. And so we have this level up your personal brand, but it's about how you want to be seen as a leader, how you want to be seen or be considered for a position or a role or even more responsibility, and how you can take control of that, so that as those opportunities come forward, you're being considered for that. If that's important, right? If that's important, but who doesn't want to be? Who doesn't want to advance in their role? Who doesn't want to maybe learn new things and grow within their profession, right? Even as a business owner, you know, there's constant learning. That's important. That's the other thing, is we as women, we don't spend money on ourselves. We don't take care of our professional growth. We take care of others, but did you know that when you take care of yourself and you provide that professional development for yourself, everyone benefits from it? Your family benefits from it, communities benefit from it, organizations benefit from it. So it's important that we take care of ourselves so that those that we care for and those organizations that we work with will also benefit. So ourselves, and then everyone will come along with that, the benefit of that. So take that time, make it important to you, whether it's here within this program or other programs. Take that professional development and feed your mind. That's it.
Well, if there are any other questions or comments, feel free to unmute yourself and speak. And if not, then it looks like we've got all the information out there that you all need. And if you have any questions, you can always email info@herelementnetwork.com. It is in the chat for those of you who are interested in the program. Once again, how does because I know you said you had a payment plan, how does that work?
So they can email me on the info@herelement, and I'll be in touch with them so we can see which one works best for them. They can pay the payment option, they can do the Affirm Financial, they can, the other two options are pay in full or tuition reimbursement. We do have a cutoff date though, okay, because we have to make sure that everything is taken care of before we get started. So February the 20th is our cutoff. The 17th is the cutoff for the scholarship, or the 15th, I'm sorry, the 15th of February is the cutoff for the scholarship. So if you have an interest in being considered for those two scholarships that are coming up, please send your essay, and it's going to be there to info@herelement. It's coming to me. I mean, that's our second email, but it's coming to me. I'm the one that's going to see that coming through. Okay, so I look forward to seeing you ladies there. Seriously, I really do. It's great information. We're doing these trainings as miniature workshops at the El Paso Chamber, and women are loving it. So they're just getting a little tiny taste. You're going to get the full-blown opportunity here, not only to take in what's being shared, but have that group sharing and the group learning, which is so important.
Exactly. And it's Zoom sessions, right? So they're going to meet with you on Zoom. So there is going to be that camaraderie. Everybody's going to be there. Everybody's going to see you. Everybody's going to be able to talk to each other and all of that. So that's, you can't be there in person, right? Like, we got to do this virtual. And that's one of the best ways to do it, is we still have access to you and we have access to each other. And again, as women, we're supposed to come together, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
It's really interesting when you start to hear each other's stories. When you start to hear each other's stories and you realize, I thought I was the only one going through that. I thought I was the only one feeling this way. And it kind of, helps you to know I'm not the only one going through this. And now you're learning how, maybe they overcame certain things, but then we're also giving you tools and techniques and phrases and all these things to have those conversations, to make that growth within yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. So again, you can email info@herelementnetwork.com. If any questions end up coming to me, to my email, I will send them over to you so you can answer them. And with that said, I think we've covered all the bases. The program starts when, by the way?
February the 27th.
Okay, and it's going to be every Monday?
Every Monday from 6 to 8 Pacific time, because we're using Pepperdine's time. Yes.
Right. So 6 to 8 Pacific. So that's amazing. I am looking forward to, this certificate program. I'm looking forward to seeing you all enroll in this. And if there are no more questions, and no more comments, I want to say thank you so much, Cynthia, for being here today, and to Melissa for both of you being here and really talking about the certificate program. The video is recorded, and of course, there will be access to this on our YouTube channel. The center does have a YouTube channel, so you will be able to have access, and you can come back and rewatch this. If there are any other questions or anything that come up after this, please let us know. We'll be here to help you to answer those questions. One other announcement, we have Black History Month this month. We are hosting several events happening this week. Tomorrow we have Dr. Kai Dupe. He will be coming in. I don't know, I hope I'm pronouncing his name right, Charlotta. Is it Dr. Kai Dupe or Dupe? I don't know.
I think it's Dupe.
Dupe. Okay, that's what I figured. Charlotta, do you want to tell us a little bit about Black History Month? Because you're the lead and I would love for you to talk about it.
Yes, good evening. Thank you, Cynthia and Melissa, for sharing with us. We're excited. So Black History Month, this year, we're focusing on hidden figures, those names that we don't hear about too often, and we are seeking to once again elevate the voices of many of our alum, and allowing them to come back, or inviting them to come back as our keynote speakers. And so Dr. Kai is, Dupe is tomorrow. And then we have each Thursday, we'll have student panels where we're highlighting our students, our African-American students, and giving them an opportunity to talk about those hidden figures in their own lives, how that impacts their area of research and the work that they do, but also talking about current events and how this information and having this history helps us navigate the world in, I think, more egalitarian and equitable ways. So we hope that you will join us. Looking forward to it. So our student panels are on Thursday. Our keynote speakers are usually on Monday or Wednesday. And they will start at, are we starting at 5:30 or 6, Asia? I can't remember.
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock.
Yep, 6 o'clock Pacific. So that's 9 o'clock Eastern.
9 o'clock Eastern, yes.
Yep. Perfect. Thank you so much, Charlotta. So yeah,
Yeah.
please join us. I put the link in the chat. So you can click on our Linktree link, and all of our events are on there, including all of our certificate programs, and our YouTube channel is also linked on there, and our podcast. So that way you have access to the information for the center. Again, with that said, thank you everybody for coming and for joining us. Thank you so much, Cynthia and Melissa, for being here. And again, if you have any questions, reach out, and I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your evening.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for having